welcome back to It Figures. So, a while back I did the review for Gamer Gremlin, and I was so impressed by him, and I heard that this one was coming out, and I had to pick it up. So this is the Gremlins Winter Gremlins 2-pack. This is one of my favorite scenes in the Gremlins movie, is when they open up the door and they had the gremlins out there and they were caroling and singing carols, and I just thought it was one of the funniest scenes. And now they actually came out with a 2-pack of 2 different gremlins in that sequence, and I had to have it. Like I said, and I can't wait to open this thing up. So let's get right into it. First of all, I want to show you guys this packaging. I don't know how to even get these things out of here. I managed to get this guy out here over here on the right, but this packaging that NECA put in here, I don't really understand it. They're like elastic. You can see I'm trying not to make too much noise with all this crinkling paper or plastic, but they're like weird. I mean, I'm trying to get one off of here. They're sort of like, I understand they don't want them to come out of here, but they're held in with these things, and I'm not exactly sure how are you supposed to even get them out. It's been really difficult, me trying to actually get them out of this packaging, because they don't really give you a place to cut those off of there. And as you can see, it's really difficult without cutting your finger off. You get these gremlins out of this packaging. It's kind of frustrating. So let's take a look at the NECA here one first. He has a NECA hat on. I'm pretty sure that wasn't in the movie. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of funny that they put that on there. But at the same time, too, they could have, put like maybe snowflakes or something else on there rather than NECA across the top of his hat. I was having a issue trying to get this gremlin to stand up. I think it's because of the scarf. It's making him a little front heavy, and he keeps wanting to fall forward. So first, let's take a look at the detail here on the gremlin. Now, like the Gamer Gremlin, this guy is ridiculously detailed, and my light just went off. Okay, light's back on. So yeah, just like the other, the Gamer Gremlin, this guy is crazy detailed. And I'm 99% sure it's the same gremlin as the Gamer Gremlin with just different accessories, which is fine because, as far as I know, pretty much all the gremlins in the movie were exactly the same, except they were wearing like this gremlin, different clothes and things like that. So his hat just fell off, but this is, you can see his scarf, this is still Winter Gremlin, and this one here is Gamer Gremlin. So yeah, they're exactly the same, exact same paint job, exact same gremlin with just different accessories. As you can see, his hat did fall off, so let's take a look at the hat in a little bit more detail. It's just a winter hat. Like I said, it says NECA across the front of it. It lays on his head flat like this, and it does have sort of like these hooks on the front of it to hold on to the top of his head so that it doesn't fall off, but obviously you can see it falls off. But it's pretty good, well detailed. I mean, it's not bad. I like the texture in it. You can see they have like the sort of the knitted cloth texture to it, so that's pretty nice. And of course they got the little ball at the end of it here. And it fits on his head somewhat decent. I had 0 issues with the Gamer Gremlin. I was so impressed by the paint job and the sculpt. This is, like I said, exactly the same. I don't see any differences whatsoever. And one thing I really loved about that one, I love about this one, is they make their eyes glossy. So their eyes look like they're real. I mean, it's so nice what NECA did here. I hope it picks up on the camera. But yeah, their eyes look fantastic on here. And their mouth does open, so you do have the open and closed mouth. And I love when you close it, he sort of has that weird, like, gremlin grin that's going on there. They really nailed that really well, too. And even when you open his mouth up, you can see he has this tongue in there, and it's like really detailed up on top of his mouth and everywhere. It's really nice. So the only accessory that he does come with is this big scarf that he was wearing, and just like the hat, it looks like it's knitted, and basically it's just flung around his neck here. So yeah, it's just a very big winter scarf that he's wearing, but it's well detailed, well painted. Gremlin number 2 here. So, just like the last 2 gremlins I showed, he's exactly the same. Exactly the same hands, exactly the same face, expression, eyes, Everything is exactly the same from the front to the back. And that's not a bad thing, because these Gremlins, like I said, are so well painted. And I love the back of these Gremlins, which you didn't really get to see much in the movie. I love like the weird, crazy, sort of like almost insect-like tail that comes down. Kind of looks like a cockroach a little bit here on the back of it. And I love his legs too. Their legs are really well done. How they come out and they go back and they come back out again. So really great legs that they did here on the Gremlins. And the bottoms of the feet are different color. So yeah, absolutely love the design. So the second Gremlin has a red scarf now, and different than the dark blue one the other one had. And there's not really a design here in the scarf except for the sculpting. It's sort of like a checkered design that it has going on. This Gremlin also has a hat, a kind of a weird looking hat. Sort of knitted just like the scarf. And it actually fits better than the NECA hat, actually, because it has spaces where the ears will go into it, and it fits on his head pretty well. The NECA hat falls off pretty easily, but this one stays on pretty well. So for accessories, you have this little guy. He is the gingerbread man, and I think they had this in the movie. I think one of them was actually eating one of these. I don't know if it was in the same shot while they were singing the carols, but I do remember one of the Gremlins was eating one of these guys, and the details are pretty good. I mean, I don't remember what he looked like in the movie, but I'm assuming he looked just like this. They also came with a candy cane, and this is actually hard plastic, so it's a really good, sturdy candy cane. I don't know what else to say about it. It doesn't bend at all. It's very sturdy. And it came with this here, which I'm kind of interested in. I have not opened it up yet. This is obviously their books that they were singing. They had opened up and they were singing the carols out of. I wonder if they're blank or what's inside of them, but let's take a look. Wow, they are not blank. I'm very impressed. And they're dirty too. I really like that. You can see the dirt smudge up here in the corner and on the back top here. And there's like sort of like filthy looking books with music in there. And really awesome. Let me look at the second one. I'm assuming they're probably both the same. They are both the same printed, the same smudges everywhere. So it's probably the person that they ended up murdering and took their songbook. And that's really awesome. That's so cool that they dirtied this up. And that there's actually pages in here with notes on it. I love it. Okay, well, I was trying to position these guys to stand up here. And it's really difficult. I mean, it's kind of frustrating that you have such awesome figures, but they won't stand. I mean, they literally will not stand up. They will just, you see the difficulty I'm having. I think it's because of the accessories. I think it's because the scarves are maybe too heavy. And then I was trying to put their songbooks in their hand. And when you're doing that and trying to balance them to stand up at the same time, it's all very difficult. So, it's possible to do it, I guess, like that. But he doesn't have his hat on because he fell over and had his hat fall off. And you barely touch him and they fall over. So I do have some NECA stands. So let me go and try to get some NECA stands to see if they stand up better. Alright. So I went and got some NECA stands that I bought. I did a review on those on here. And even with the NECA stands, they're kind of iffy on standing. Which again is a really big shame for these such great figures that they couldn't figure out a way to balance them without having to use stands. And his hat just fell off again, so I'm not even bothering with it. So the real question here is, would I recommend these? The answer to that is, but with caution. You can get these to stand up. It's really difficult. And it shouldn't be that difficult, but once you get them on a stand, they stand up pretty well, even though the hats seem to fall off still. They're great for displays. I would be kind of worried to put them up somewhere high for the fact that they might fall off and break into 100 pieces. I didn't have a problem at all with Gamer Gremlin standing up that much, not like I did with these anyway, even with his few accessories that he had. But these guys are really cool, and they did make two more. Apparently, they're on the box. Not really a great picture of them. It says collect them all to complete the movie caroling scene. So apparently there's 2 more of them, and I can't really even tell what they're wearing. I've never seen the other 2. These are the only 2 I've ever seen. But to have all 4 of these would be pretty cool. I just really think that they could have done something better than this. The big heavy plastic hat. This hat over here is fine because it's flat and it's not as big and bulky like this. And when I try to put it on here, it literally just either falls off or actually knocks the gremlin flying. So, and it doesn't really look that great on him anyway. The accessories are okay. Like I said, the candy cane and the little guy, both are okay. Nothing spectacular here, but you know, as a whole, once you actually do get them set up and you don't move them, they're really great pieces. So these would definitely go around the house around Christmas time, or you know, all year long if you love Gremlins. So I put Gamer Gremlin in the backpack there, and he seems to be standing up fine. I have 0 issues with him standing up. These guys, on the other hand, yeah, they do have quite a lot of issues. But they're like stormtroopers, basically. I mean, they're all sculpted exactly the same. At least these are. Except for, like I said, the different clothes they're wearing or accessories they come with. Obviously, are the only thing that's the difference between these. And, you know, everybody loves to have a whole entire army of stormtroopers, so it'd be really cool to have the whole army of gremlins like this. Or, you know, caroling gremlins. I wouldn't mind getting the other 2. Now that I've had these, I hope maybe the issues on the other 2 aren't as bad as these. But overall, yeah, I love the sculpts. Like I said, they are amazing sculpts. NECA couldn't have done a better job with them. Just standing up and some of the articulation on the legs, I don't know, it could have been a little bit better. So if you had these guys, what do you think? Do you think, would you approve that other people would buy them, or would you disapprove of them owning these caroling gremlins? Let me know in the comments section below, and I will see you next time here on It Figures.